Hey guys, if you don't know me, my name is Ashley Williams. I took a pretty big break off of YouTube, about 8 months, and I don't have many subscribers, but I decided I was going to do a response to Trisha Paytas' breakup video. We broke up because I'm fat. I know my setup's a little weird, but I'm in California at VidCon right now. I just felt very called to make this video, so I decided to plop down on the floor and talk about my feelings on this. About a year ago, I lost 50 pounds, and I related a lot to some of the things she said in this video and the way that she feels about herself. So I have some notes on a computer. If you see me look this way, that's what I'm looking at, because I wanted to be accurate. I would like to start off by saying that I do not plan to comment on the relationship of Trisha Paytas and Jason. That is their business, and breaking up in the public eye is hard enough without people making videos on it, and people already are. So I just wanted to come here and talk about Trisha and what she said about herself and the way it seems she feels about herself. I just found it incredibly sad and also sadly relatable in a lot of ways. So the first thing I noticed about the video in general was the fact that she was in a oversized gray sweatshirt, and that is definitely something I know well. Even now, after 50 pounds of weight loss, I don't always feel too good about myself. I'm sure we all have days where we feel kind of I just couldn't help but think that she definitely just wanted to hide her body and wanted to hide herself. She had the hood on, it was pulled down, you could almost not even see her face, and she was just so hysterical throughout the whole video, and I could just feel her hurt. Next thing I want to talk about is the fact that she is mad at herself and she hates herself, and she looks in the mirror and is disgusted with herself. I've definitely been there. I still go there sometimes, and it's really difficult. You look in the mirror and you're like, God, this person doesn't look that way. Why do I look this way? I don't look the way the models in the magazines look. I don't fit the stereotypical Hollywood version of beautiful, and luckily to some extent that is changing, and we do have more plus size models and things like that, but I think it's relatable to a lot of plus size women to feel kind of gross sometimes. And if you've never experienced that, I am very happy for you, but I have definitely been there, and it's one of the things that led me to lose 50 pounds. And that's not the best reason to choose to lose weight by any means, and I'm going to touch on that later, but I just found it very relatable that immediately her first reaction was to lose weight. So the point of the video, if you haven't watched it, I'll link it below if you'd like to watch it, but the point of the video was that he made a comment while they were auditioning for a reality TV show calling her fat, and it caused everything to boil over. Apparently he had made some comments about her weight and her diet and telling her that she'd probably feel better if she changed it. And I'm sure with a lot of the things that she was saying, his intentions were probably good, and he did not think that she would feel so badly about herself because of the things he was saying, hence why he said that it's okay, you're making a big deal out of nothing, because to him it was nothing, because he doesn't understand how she feels. She does say that she's gained a lot of weight recently, which I'm sure does have a lot to do with her being so sensitive about him calling her overweight or telling her to change her diet, especially if she's gained weight since they started dating. When me and my boyfriend first started dating, I gained a little bit of weight before I lost weight, and it made me really insecure. And it's really hard to think that the person who dates you, who has an intimate relationship with you, finds you disgusting. That's so sad. And she says that multiple times. She said that she thinks that he looks at her and thinks, oh, she's so disgusting, she's big. And he probably didn't look at her and think that. He probably knew that she was classified as overweight. She acknowledges that in her video, and he wanted to help her, I'm assuming. I doubt he did anything to her to intentionally hurt her, but I think that if you're watching this and you're not overweight, it's important to keep in mind that a lot of people who are bigger can be really insecure about it, even if they're outwardly very confident. I was, and it made me so uncomfortable, and all my friends knew that. But I had some family members who were always making comments about how I need to go on Weight Watchers, or I remember one time I was 9 and a family member picked me up and was like, oh, I needed a forklift to pick her up. and it stuck with me my entire life. And Trisha mentions that towards the end of her video, that she had a couple instances in her life that scarred her from middle school, and I don't know if those had to do with her weight or not. I don't know much about her history, but I've definitely been there quite a few times. In middle school, I was in a carpool with these two girls to dance, and I was bigger. I was definitely bigger than them. They were both very thin girls. And this one particular girl kind of was always mean to me. If you're watching this, hey, you mentally scarred me. Thanks, girl. But we went into the bakery because our mom always dropped us off at the bakery, and I wanted to get, I think it was, I don't know, some kind of baked good. And she was like, do you really need that? And I'm pretty sure I left with nothing, and I was upset about it for weeks. Another thing to note is this is the first time in Trisha's life that someone's called her fat to her face. It's a lot different to look at comments on a YouTube video and be like, oh, well, they don't know me, like they don't see me in real life, the camera adds 10 pounds, this, that, and the other. But it's a lot harder when somebody you love is like, you know, we're both fat, you're heavy. That's hard. And I think some of the people saying she's overreacting don't understand how hard that is. My heart broke for her watching this video, and it was very obvious that she was being very authentic, and she was very, very, very upset. I think it was important to show some people that they're not the only ones who sit at home and cry on the floor hysterically because they hate their bodies and they hate themselves and they're disgusted with themselves. It broke my heart because I used to sit in the mirror and cry and tell myself I was disgusting and like grab things I hated about myself. And I also thought that it was interesting that she had an anxiety attack over a picture that a fan took with her, and all she could see in the picture was not the fact that she's beautiful and she has like beautiful lips and makeup and teeth and hair that so many people wish they had. All she could look at herself and think was, I'm so gross. I'm so gross. And I know we have all seen pictures of ourselves where we're like, ew, like I am an ogre. And she has to have those moments in the public eye, and I think that's so sad. Another thing she said that I definitely used to struggle with is that most people prefer thinner girls. I used to wonder why boys dated me at all. Like, I used to wonder if my boyfriend was settling for me, if he was just dating me because I was like an option. I was there. I said yes to a date. Like, was he just dating me because it was easy? Because wouldn't he prefer a thinner girl? A lot of guys like a girl who's a size 18, or they like a girl who's a size 2, or a lot of guys just don't care. They like you for you. Please don't lose weight to be in a relationship with someone. If somebody doesn't love you at the size you are, then they're not worth your time. They're not worth dating. Just she ended her video saying that she was going to take a really long break from social media and YouTube and run off into seclusion and work out and eat healthy and get skinny, which to me said, I'm gonna crash diet until I deem myself beautiful. And I want to reiterate for anybody watching this that crash dieting is really bad. Crash dieting is a deadly cycle. You lose a bunch of weight, you feel like crap, you're hungry, you binge, you gain it all back plus some most likely, and then you do it all again. The last thing that she says in her video is, I'm gonna quote it. They look at you and they see you as fat, you have a sore throat, and they tell you to change your diet. This is something that so many of us struggle with. We think that a flaw we see within ourselves, everyone else is going to see. Something as simple as, you know, messed up winged eyeliner or 10 pounds we gained. We feel it, and so we assume that everyone who looks at us sees it. She started thinking that everyone who looked at her was like, that's fat Trisha. Not just that's Trisha. She thinks that everyone who looks at her says, that is fat Trisha. When I look at Trisha Paytas, I'm like, that's Trisha Paytas. She's really funny. She does mukbang. She called herself a chicken nugget one time. The last thought I have is really and truly what she looks like. And for most people that's the case. They don't look at you and see the insecurities that you feel. They're too busy feeling their own insecurities. And that is something that we all need to remember. We all have insecurities and we all feel them. We're so busy worrying about how bad we look or how, you know, fat my arms look in this shirt, that we don't have time to look at other people and judge them for their flaws. I feel like if we all recognize that we'd probably be a lot happier, because we're our worst critic. There are mean people in this world, but no one is as mean to you as you are to yourself. I just want to end this by asking all of you guys to please try and love yourselves and be kind to yourselves, and to not look in the mirror and scream at yourself and cry. And I know it's so hard sometimes to struggle with insecurities, especially when it comes to your body, because that's harder to change. But the way you look is not nearly as important as the way you treat people, because that's the impact you're going to leave, and that's what people will remember. They're not going to remember if you were a size 14 or a size 4. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this opened up a conversation on body positivity and what it means to love yourself. You guys have a wonderful day. I hope to see you guys back around. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. Bye.